Good morning, tax lien investors. It's Joanne Musa. This is Tax Lien Investing Tips. And today we are talking about how to get ready for your first tax sale. So today I'm going to go over 5 steps to buying profitable tax liens or deeds. Okay, and the first step is something that we talked about last week, and that is selecting the right place to invest. Okay, so that's your first step. Selecting or choosing the right place to invest. All right, and we went over this last week. And if you don't have my state guide, you can go to, I am going to put it in the chat for you. We can go to taxlienlady.com. Let me type it in here. /membership. Oh shoot, I can't send you to that page because it's, I don't know if it's worth, I'm hoping that page is still up. So somebody that's on here, tell me if that page is up. Membership is closed, so if you actually try to get into membership, it won't work. But on that page, on the bottom of that page, there is a link to the state guide. But I did give the state guide out last week, because what that does is it tells you what states are lien states, what states are deed states, and it goes over each state, gives a summary of what happens in each state. And we talked about how to select the right state to invest in, depending on where you live, how much money you have to invest, and what your goals are. Because if you want the property, right, tax liens are not a good way to get the property. 99% of tax liens across the country are going to redeem. All right. So if you want property, then tax deeds are what you want to invest in. All right. However, if you want the return on your money, but you don't necessarily want to own property, then tax liens are good. But it also depends on how much money you have. Because let's say you want to own property, but you don't have enough money for deeds because the price of the deed gets bid up at the tax sales. So if you don't have at least like $30,000 to start investing with, then you're better off starting with liens than with deeds or redeemable deeds. Okay. All right. So, and if you need help selecting the right place to invest, I would go over last week's tax lien investing tips that are here on the Facebook page. All right. So, that's the first thing, selecting the right place to invest. The second thing is tracking down the tax sale information. Okay, track down the tax sale information. All right, that means getting the list, getting the tax sale list, and getting all the rules and procedures for the sale. Okay. And then it might also mean registering for the sale, because if you're going to a live sale, typically you don't have to register that far ahead of time if you're going to a live sale. But if you're going to an online sale, you've got to register way ahead of time. I will tell you right now, the Michigan tax sales are coming to a close. If you're interested in tax deeds, they're going on now. So you will have to register now for those tax sales. There are sales going on this week and next week, and then they're done. And then they have their reoffers. So everything that didn't sell gets reoffered, and they start on the 28th. Okay, most of the counties are going to have their reoffers on the 28th of this month. All right, if you're interested in deeds, Michigan is a good state to buy deeds in, so you want to take note of that now. However, Okay, as I said before, you need at least 30,000 to buy one deed. Okay, and probably more if you're looking for a house. And you have to remember that the houses that you buy at these deed sales are distressed and they're going to need a lot of work. All right, for liens, the lien sales that are going on now, Mississippi sales are finishing up, but you could still get in on the Mississippi sales, because what happens with these sales is they keep the bidding going. As long as there's people still bidding on those properties, they keep the bidding going. And I think there's a couple of counties that are having their sales this week. Okay, yeah, so the Mississippi sales, most of them went on in August, but there's a couple going on now if you want to take part in the Mississippi sales. Other tax lien sales that are going on now that you have to register for now and get the information now are Indiana. Tax sales are happening now. Now, the Lake County, which is, Gary, Indiana, and what's the other place in Indiana? They're all suburbs of Chicago. Okay, but the Lake County sale doesn't happen until the end of this month, but registration ends today, and it's a little complicated to register for that sale. So if you want to get into that sale, you will have to register for today. All right. And if you guys have comments, you could type them in, and I'm doing this on StreamYard, but I can see your comments on Facebook. Okay, so just let me know who's here too. I know there's a couple people here early in the morning watching me. Just say hello so that I know who you are. Okay. So the first thing is selecting the right place to invest, then tracking down the tax sale information, and then you want to evaluate the properties in the sale. So number 3 is your due diligence. Evaluate. I don't know if my spelling isn't all that great, so if I misspell something, forgive me, okay? Evaluate the tax sale properties. Now, a lot of people want to start with this. They want to get the list of properties and start looking at the properties right away. I don't recommend that, because, if you get that list of properties when it comes out a couple of weeks or maybe 4 weeks before the sale, by the day of that sale, half of those properties are going to be redeemed. Half of those, not redeemed, but they're going to be paid off and they won't be in the sale. So you're doing all that work for nothing, basically. So I would wait. That's why this is like the third thing that I do. So I do this, if it's a small tax sale, I do this a couple of days before the sale. If it's a really big tax sale and I have to filter the list. So, there's things that happen in between these, okay? Like each one of these has a few steps to them. So evaluating the tax sale properties, the first thing that I teach people to do is filter the list. All right, I let them look at, and when it comes to selecting the right place to invest, once they have where they think they want to invest, I have them look at the results of past tax sales so that they know how much money they need to invest and whether it's worth it to go to or not, right? Because maybe people are paying too much money for deeds, or maybe they're bidding down so low that it's not worth it to go to that sale. So they find that out right away. And then when it comes to evaluating the properties, once you track down the information, get the tax sale list and all the procedures, the rules and regulations for the sale, and you evaluate the tax sale properties, the first thing that we're going to do is filter the list down to the type of properties, because in selecting the right place to invest and getting results of past tax sales, we found out like what types of properties are not bid as competitively. And then we're looking for those types here. And we also might want to filter the list down to only certain areas, right? Like for instance, if you were going to the Lake County sale, that's a pretty big area. And there's, you might want to filter it down to just one city or one town or a couple of towns. And then even those towns might be a big area. So for instance, Gary, Indiana is a big area, right? So you might want to filter it by zip code, the better areas that, so you want to get intimate with these areas that you're investing in and know which places are the better places to invest, right? And you're going to filter that list, and then you're going to do your due diligence on the property. So this is a multi-step process, okay? So I'm just giving you the general steps, and each one of these steps has, more steps to it, has a process to it. All right, so you with me so far? Hi, Timothy. Yeah, New Jersey I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised in New Jersey. I was there for over 40 years. I lived in New Jersey until I came out here to PA. All right, and I do most of my investing in New Jersey. I can say that I am an expert in New Jersey. Okay, I've been investing there 20 years. All right. So we selected the right place to invest. We got the tax sale information. We evaluated the properties. So the next thing that you want to do is now you want to prepare to go to the sale. Now we've been preparing to go to the sale, but now we're preparing to bid. Prepare to bid. All right, so preparing to bid involves a couple of different things, all right? By now you should know what form of payment you need, and you need to get that set up, because a lot of these tax sales will not take credit cards, they will not take checks. You've got to have cash or a bank check. All right, so you got to make sure that you have that ready. If it's an online sale, the money has to be in your account, in your checking account that you use to do the ACH deposit. Normally, you have to do an ACH deposit for a lot of the online sales, and they're going to draft the rest out of that account. All right, or you're going to have to do a money wire, but it usually has to be done that day, right? As soon as the tax sale is over. So you want to so preparing to bid means not only that you know what you're going to bid on each property, you know what your bid is going to be, but you also have the money in the right form that you need to pay. Okay, so that's what is, part of preparing to bid at the tax sale. So once you know what you're going to bid on each property and know how much money you're going to need, then you want to make sure you have that money available. Now, does that mean that you're going to need all of that money? No, because you might not win any of those liens or deeds that you're bidding on, but you want to know what is the maximum amount of money you're going to need if you do win them all. And then you want to have that available. Now, the online sales make it kind of easy because you put a deposit or a budget. And if you do a deposit, they take that to be a certain percentage of your budget, and then they won't let you go over that. So you could bid on everything you want to bid, and they will cut you off when you when you reach your budget, right? So they make it easy. But if you're not going to one of those sales, then you have to plan for the money that you need, okay, based on what you're bidding, all right? Okay, so then the fifth thing, so you selected the right place to invest. You got the tax sale information. You evaluated the tax sale properties. You prepared to go to the sale. You prepared your bids, and you prepared your money, how you're going to pay for any successful bids. And then the fifth thing that you want to do is show up. Show up and bid, right? Whether it's online or live, nothing happens unless you do that. So you want to show up and bid. And I will tell you that part of the battle is just showing up. All right, it's just being at the right place at the right time. You really don't know what that is until you go to a few tax sales. All right, so you might have to do this a few times, and then rinse and repeat. You might have to do this a few times before you get some really good liens or deeds. but it is worth it. At least it has been for me. Okay, was this helpful for you? Was this helpful for you? Let me know. Let me know if this is helpful for you. And also put in the comments, what part of this is stopping you? What part of this is stopping you from going to the sale? Because this whole week, we are focusing on how to prepare for your first tax sale. So let me know right now in the chat, what is stopping you? And then we can take one of these trainings this week. Well, we have one more this week, right? And then we have Monday will be our next one. But tomorrow at 9:30, we have another training on this. All right. So what would you like me to concentrate on? Which one of these is stopping you? Which one of these, selecting the right place to invest, getting the information, researching the properties and deciding which ones are the best ones to bid on, preparing to bid, or showing up to actually doing the bidding? Which one of these things are stopping you? Which do you need help on? Okay, I know I've got 5 people watching. So somebody answer my question, and then we can concentrate on that tomorrow, okay? This is made to order training for you at 9:30 Eastern time in the morning, 6:30 if you're on Pacific time. Who here is on Pacific time and is watching this at 6:30 in the morning? Let me know. Let me know, because I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here early in the morning and watching these trainings. I scheduled these for 20 minutes and we're almost there. I've got 3 minutes left. So again, type in the comments and let me know which one of these is stopping you. And look into the comments. I've put in taxlienlady.com/membership. So let me know if that page is showing up, because the membership is closed, but the bottom of that membership page is a link that you could download the state guide. So let me know if you could get that. If not, I'll put in another link for you later where you could just download that state guide directly. And I did do that last week, so you can always go and watch last week's training, right? Last week, we talked about selecting the right place to invest. We covered that last week. So if you need help with that, go back and watch last week. But if you need help with any of these others, let me know. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from investing? Nobody wants to answer my question? All right, if I don't get an answer to that question, then I will pick what I'm going to train on tomorrow. Okay, but it will have to do with getting ready for your first tax sale. Okay, that is our theme this week. And we didn't meet Monday. I wasn't here Monday because it was Labor Day. So I hope you all had a really nice Labor Day. Next week, I'll be here Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday at 2 o'clock, I do Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is 11 a.m. Pacific time. And you guys that came on late to the training, just watch the replay. It'll be here. As soon as I'm done, it'll be here on Facebook. All right. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. And let me know which one of these things are stopping you. Hi, Mark. What would be the watch out item when bidding online in any online auction? That's a really open-ended question. Any online auction, it kind of depends on the auction. Watch out item kind of depends on the auction. So which one of these do you think that falls under? Evaluating the tax sale properties or preparing to bid? Oh, and you're talking about Florida. So you're talking about the Florida deed sales. Well, there's a lot. Okay, so I think that would be evaluating the tax sale properties. And that's something that I could train on tomorrow, is evaluating the tax sale properties. And it's different for tax deeds than for tax deeds. It's just a little more involved for tax deeds and tax deeds. Okay, thank you, Mark. You gave me a good topic for tomorrow. We'll talk more about evaluating tax sale properties. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.